Yo, it's February, first snow of the whole winter season, which is actually diabolical. But here we are. Um, I've been doing a lot of small gigs, obviously, because it's early career, whatever. And I notice some itchiness with, of course, comparing myself to what other people are getting and noticing what work that I want to be doing. Maybe because it's like a big name. It's like, well, they're important, they're famous, they're this, they're that. And also noticing that, like, socially, the group that is like giving me work, other people in the community are like, they just kind of, this group is like looked down on, honestly. And I feel bad because they're really, really good people. Like, they really, really care. And they've helped me out more in my career than other people, than these other places, this work exchange, like other things that I've worked for and thought that I wanted and needed. And something that my mom has complimented me on and that I haven't been afraid of doing my whole life is just like doing work that other people are embarrassed to do. Like, I've had cleaning jobs and kitchen jobs and stuff, like jobs that are hard work that stink and are like aren't prestigious and like something you want to brag about if you have status or things like that. Just material bragging rights jobs and gigs and side hustles. And so as I've been exploring more of what I want as an artist and what draws me in, and then circling back to this point of like, well, I love community and I love people. And growing up and even in dance and outside of it, it's like sometimes I've felt like an outsider. I've been like not the cool kid. I've been like weird, the edgy. I was like, everyone has to say Cody's this, Cody's that, but Cody's me, man. Let me be me. That's kind of the energy I've had in the past and growing up, and it still happens where I'm like, yeah, it's not like the coolest name or the coolest, most standout group, but they're really good people, they're genuine, and they're passionate about what they're doing every day. And they all have good hearts, good intentions. So it's just frustrating to be in a place sometimes where it's like, well, these people are, giving me opportunities to make money with dance and letting me teach and stuff, but because of the name and the reputation that the group has, people just like roll their eyes at it. And I'm like, well, have you even come to class? Have you given them the time of day? Like, they're doing the things for dancers that a lot of people talk about wanting to do, i.e. paying them, giving them teaching and performance opportunities. So I just wanted to say that I'm really, really grateful for Salt Lake Ballet Co-op, and especially this woman named Carly on this co-op who's really, really funny. She's obviously a very talented dancer, but she's always like believed in me and just seen me and has always offered me work and sees that I work hard even if I'm crazy and sometimes go into class to have fun. But dance shouldn't always be taken seriously, in my opinion. But it's really just made me take a step back and realize that, like, oh, the people that do believe in you and want you to succeed are going to show up, are going to give you these things. And they're going to hear you out when the big shiny people that you want to accept you aren't accepting you and aren't taking you as seriously as you want to be taken. So it's just fucking frustrating that I find this need within myself to like reach for that validation from everybody and have everyone give me the opportunities and be able to do whatever I want, like be the golden child. Because growing up, low-key, I was a menace, but I always felt like the underdog. Like I've always had to kind of work my way for a while from like, I've always been a good dancer. I really can say that confidently. I feel like I have good ability, but I've had to put in some work and effort to have people at the front of the room really start to take me seriously, which makes sense because I have a hard time focusing sometimes and I like to laugh and talk a lot during class, but I still love doing that, and I still love that culture of like just taking class and it being a super fun time. But anyways, I have been blessed enough to have to work up to the top, work up to the places I want to be, and to be able to evolve and change through wanting to prove myself, which again is something that I'm still struggling with, of like, I don't even want to prove myself to myself anymore. I just want true, absolute belief in myself and no sense of urgency that I have to be somewhere at a certain time, that I can just trust in my own timeline, because I've proven to myself literally through every stage of my life that it just takes some time and effort. But I genuinely feel like when I want something, it's inevitable that I get it because I know how to work for it. And when I want something, it's because it already exists in my reality somehow. Like with contemporary, I was always very classically trained. But especially when I got out of school and like towards my end of time in school, I was making physical dance theater on accident. And I didn't realize how big of a world it already is. Like just talking, like pairing spoken word and dance on stage and like physical acting and characters. It's always just something that's come up in my head because I'm a writer. I like to write and I like to read. So, of course, that's the type of shit I'm going to make when I combine it with dance. And it took me a long time to get there. I was in school for 5 years. And it wasn't until literally almost the last 2 years, I started doing that. So I used the first 3 years to like dick around, find out, fail a bunch of classes, make up all those classes, and then lock in, and then realize I didn't like doing what everyone else was making, so I quit. I quit a dance concert because I was like, I hate this. I hate doing your stuff because it doesn't feel right to me. Like I can sometimes get into pretty extreme modes when it comes to that. So I quit, and then I came back, and then I just made a bunch of shit that I wanted to make. And sometimes that's what the journey is all about, is the push and pull and realization. It's like, okay, I'm exiting myself so I can like focus a lot on what they're doing, because I have to have names on my resume, and I have to do work with other people, and I have to be in class. But then what about your own improv practice? Like, how am I forgetting about everybody and every style that lives in here and in here? Forget about it, and then just be a literal vessel for the things that authentically come through me from wherever, like outside, like letting the dance influence you. And that's the hardest shit. That's been really difficult for me lately, because I've realized that I've gone back into that space where I'm like, but I need to do their work, and I want them to like accept me. It's like, but the people that admire and respect you and give you a platform are the ones that see who you truly are and are interested in what you are authentically offering. And when you go into the space and you behave like yourself, or just behave openly, and like maybe offer and take some creativity out of them, like that's what it's really about. And so trying to get this space of like who I am when I feel naturally comfortable leading and doing my weird shit, and forgetting about like, oh, but I have to work with them or else it's not that fucking deep. And if I really believe that what I want is inevitable and is going to happen to me, then I don't need to waste all my fucking mental and spiritual energy on validating my logical brain who thinks that they have it all figured out, because it's so linear and it's so much bigger than my finite perception. And I really can't see the bigger picture because I can't just like completely exit my body and see all of the things that are shifting and all the dimensions that exist in this reality. This is getting heady. What I'm really trying to emphasize is just like saying fuck it. Saying fuck it and doing what I want to do. Because I notice that when I go to cipher and I try to do what other people are doing, yeah, it's fun playtime. It's like, But when I really get compliments and when I notice people like watching me closely is when I turn my brain off. Personally, for me, this is how I get into it. When I turn my brain off and I let my body feel the sensations and move slowly, carefully, like a researcher, not a mad scientist, maybe a little bit like a mad scientist, but like a researcher where I'm like, I have my tools and I'm just gonna try stuff. And then that's when people zone in and they come up to me and they're like, you did so great in session today and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? I haven't been to session in like 2 months. I haven't been to session in like 2 goddamn months. It's because I was getting in my head and I was like, oh, all these people, like, they started a crew and I'm not in one, and then like they're really good at what they're doing, and then I say, oh, you guys are so inspiring to me, and they say you are too, and I like didn't believe it. And then I have people still reaching out to me like, hey, when are you coming back? And the whole point is like, I need to fucking get out of my own way, and I need to be so unafraid, and maybe not even unafraid, just like have the audacity to go and like genuinely fuck up in front of people in the name of like trying to finding myself, throwing it away, and then just existing, because myself has this attachment to like big shiny things, big shiny resume names, big choreographers, big processes. Like, I can say I did this, I can do this. It's not about the prestige, because prestige comes with time, success, and luck, you know. And most of those things you don't have direct control over anyways. So I just have to remember that sometimes when I'm in a cipher and I have a really, really, really good round, that feels almost better to me than like going on stage tonight and doing like a silly little opera as a bird. And like that's really fun, but it's not like the most fulfilling gig and whatever. And I'm obviously really grateful to be doing it because I'm getting paid to perform. That's fucking crazy. By the way, 18-year-old Lauren, you get paid to perform, by the way, and dance. But the point is to just fucking lock in on yourself. Lock in on the internal environment, the mental, spiritual garden, whatever you want to call it, and just do what you love. Like, do it from the heart space and open your eyes a little bit more and realize that there are people watching. There are people who are already receiving your authenticity and bringing it out of you more. And you're being helped. And sometimes your ego is like, well, it's not from the people that should be helping me. Fuck that. People are helping you, bro. People are seeing your art. Like, that's amazing. You can keep leaning into that. And honestly, people like Salt Lake Valley, if you're hating on Salt Lake Valley Co-op, I gotta say you're kind of wrong. Like, they're just really, really good people, and so what if they love classical ballet? Not everyone has to love classical ballet, but Salt Lake Ballet Co-op is good people, and they're fulfilling a mission that everyone wants to see happen. They're paying dancers to dance on stage. They're offering consistent teaching work if you want it. Consistent sliding scale donation-based classes, training, like, I don't know. I think we need to stop putting other people on pedestals just because they're more trendy or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to stand up for these people who need a little bit more of a break, because they've fucking helped me out so much. And you know what? My heart goes out to the underdogs, man, because we're just fucking cool. We're just fucking cool. So keep doing what you're doing, and we'll get there one day. Because right now you're low-key living the dream. You're getting paid to dance. You get to take class all the time. You get to teach. It's all about that process, because it is really, really, really amazing and unexpected, and the logical brain just can't comprehend the actual bigger whims of reality, I suppose. So stop trying to compartmentalize everything you see online, and fuck it. Fuck it, man.